No way! Actually signed ones. Hey there, Tom the English Picker here. I sell weird and wonderful things on eBay, and I've just got back from a car boot sale, and I picked up a rather interesting job lot of trading cards. Now, I'm no means an expert, but there was Pokémon cards in there, Stargate trading cards, Farscape ones, X-Files. So let's lay it all out, let's have a rummage, dig in, and see what we can find, and see if we can make back some of our money. I've laid all these out, and it's a chance to actually have a good proper look at what I bought here. Now, the Pokemon cards,
don't get me wrong, I'd like some of them to be real, but if you look at the back there, is that blurry? I don't know. Like, for example, I'd like that one to be real. Just check out what this is just listed for. So yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna track down a local expert and get some bad news from them. Because why was this there at the end of a car boot sale? So yeah, they just seem a bit too dull and washed out. I mean, this does reflect quite a lot. I mean, I'll take this one out because it's got a bit of damage to the top. No, it's just like the hollow stuff just wipes out all the other text. And then it's not necessarily that side. Oh, there's Charizard there. It's this side. Also, what seems like a massive tell is this doesn't anywhere say Pokemon on it. It doesn't have any branding like Pokemon Company, Nintendo, nothing. Just shows the vague outline of Pikachu and a Pokeball. That is red flags. Because these were off the same guy, but this was on one side of the table and this was off the other. I'm not so sure about these. I think they could be knockoffs. Just seems a bit too good to be true. And now I'm looking at them in this light. They're like too dull. They're just a bit too washed out. So I don't know. Maybe that was a tenner wasted. But some real good stuff, particularly in these. So stick around to the end. I'll leave those till last. And I'm really gonna have to, be careful. Like, I really want to keep particularly these ones, Farscape and Stargate, but two of my favourite sci-fi programs of sort of like the late 90s, early 2000s. Me and my friend Andy used to watch Stargate. I've got all the box sets. You can't see them, but they're behind the CSI there. I've got all the box sets and Atlantis. Back in the day, getting them from HMV cost an absolute arm and a leg. They were like £30 to £40 a season at least, and I'd buy them for my dad because he was interested in them. So I may keep these, which or at least keep some of it. But let's get into it. So this is a random folder of random bits. I'll leave that. The Farscape ones, I've got season 4, season 3 and an unbranded one, season 2 and season 1. So nice little run. And I've not looked up some of these Farscape ones, but they're in there. That I don't think there's any particular ones that go for mental money. So I think I'm going to sell them as a set. I'm going to do some more research just to check there aren't any outliers. But I think with these sort of things, it's like the set that you want to go for. I mean, there's these ones here that look a bit different, and these have got some holographic ones. So that's season 4. It's not those ones. Oh yeah, but there's these ones here, which I may keep these, and these are this card contains an authentic piece of costume material taken from the set of Farscape. And then, funnily enough, both of these actors ended up being on episodes or, heavily, he particularly was heavily involved in Stargate, and she was in some of the latter seasons. So yeah, I don't really remember her. Oh, so you got 2 from that one there. So, and then you got these holographic ones there. So they're pretty cool. I might keep that page. But if I do find any comps for this, I'll put them up here. But yeah, I've seen baseball cards with things like this, but I mean, obviously it could be just nonsense, couldn't it? It could just be any old scrap of leather, but it could be from that leather jacket. I don't know what I'm assuming season 3, but yeah, in this jacket, I mean that does very specifically look like this outfit here. So yeah, cool. And then you got the classic guy there who looks like a bloke's boxer shorts before Father's Day, with all holes in. Looks like he's wearing a G-string on his face. This one's, there's not as much in this one. Again, it's quite cool to have the packaging there, and then there's these ones which look a bit differently. And then one's there. He reminded me of Worf from Star Trek. And then lastly we've got season 1. Oh yeah, she was the other one. It's funny, I've seen Stargate recently, but I've not seen Farscape. I remember, without any spoilers, I remember the ending to this series being incredibly disappointing. Oh, here we are. Season 1. Oh, they're like the promo bits at the start. So yeah, I think if I take those other bits out, I'll sell this as a job lot to somebody. They might want season 1 to 4. But really, I was buying it for the Stargate. But let's check out this other random folder here. And in this one is Stargate, but from the film. Kurt Russell there. He really didn't want to do the film, apparently. But the guy, he ended up being in the series, that actor. Well, I didn't mind the film. But funnily enough, I think I watched the film after I watched some of the TV series. Funnily enough. It's quite sort of an extensive one now. I've looked at comps and there's this thing here. So I've looked this up, and this sells for about this, and this is just you make up the Stargate there, so you get one in every pack, and then you've got to collect the whole thing. And someone's gone to the effort of collecting the whole thing, and it says that if you send it to them in mail all 12 completed game cards along with a self-addressed envelope, so you'd send it to America and receive 3 Stargate subset only available through the offer. I think I've run out of time to do that. Not responsible for lost or misdirected mail. Offer expires. You can tell it's American because it's the funny way of doing it. The 31st of December 1994. I was 10. And then you receive it back on the 15th, before the 15th of February 1995. Gosh, I didn't realise it came out that year. There's quite a difference. So yeah, that sells as a set. I'm sure if you've got that subset, potentially that will go for more money. But I need to look because I don't know if there's potentially that subset in here. I have no idea. And then there's some what seems like overflow from the other Stargate cards here. So yeah, just I remember that one. That was when they were in a simulation, that thing grabs onto your face. Bring back memories. Makes me want to get a Chinese takeaway and watch Stargate back in the uni days. So then it moves on to these alien cards. That's quite a nice subset there. The Knock, remember them? The Asgard, that's Thor. And then you've got the individual character star cards there. Whether they're worth looking at. And then we go on to the X-Files. Again, I love the X-Files back in the day. So there's not loads of these, but they might be worth selling as a bundle. I was never into playing cards or collecting. My friends had like the football stickers and stuff, but I just didn't really bother. And then, what's this? BBC Walking Beasts. These are well later. These are, oh no, the 2001. I was at uni then. So whether these were collected later, I don't know. And then we've got the odd Stargate one, and then an Angel one. This one's bought from a trading card company. They're in Hertfordshire, is it? So yeah, random ones in that. But onto the good ones as promised. These, I can't remember which one it is that they're in, but we'll go through them. So this one says it's season 4. So yeah, go through some of these. Much of a muchness, really. I don't think there's anything outstanding in here, but for someone who's into the show, so yeah. So that's those ones there. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know if that's a complete set or what. I'm not sure. I'll have to look. They're pretty cool with the corners missed off. Wasn't ever really a fan of Stargate Atlantis. It's kind of after Richard O'Neill left, it kind of lost its way, I think. But this is the set which, at the time, I just bought these blind. I did not realise on this. So again, we've got there Apophis, and then we've got here some more. Look, worn by Dr. Daniel Jackson and Colonel Jack O'Neill. I can't remember his name. What's the actor's name? Can't remember. This card is a piece of Dr. Daniel Jackson's costume material acquired directly from the set of Stargate SG-1. And then, so I will definitely be keeping them. Michael Shanks, that's it, Michael Shanks. So that's cool, and you can see on the next page, we'll come back to this one. I'll be very careful with that. So yeah, the rest is just more filler cards. Again, that duplicate is in that other folder, so I'm assuming those ones in the other folder are the dupes, which is fine. Oh, I remember that one where he was like a trickster. It's funny, I can't remember what I had for breakfast last Wednesday, but you can remember random stuff. Yeah, again, look, it's the Alien set, so I might be able to sell that on its own potentially out the other folder, or the dupes, but these are the ones here. Now I'm going to find it very tricky not to want to keep some of these. So these are actually signed by the actors. So we've got Don Davis there. He played General George Hammond. Dr. Janet Fraser, Terry Rothery. So this is the actor that was in the original Stargate film. Obviously much older there. And then this was, I think, Teal'c's wife. So kind of a sub-character. So that probably isn't worth as much. Got Apophis, who's sort of like the main bad guy in the series. And then Yu is another sort of sub bad guy in it. He's like one of the warlords as such that comes in. There's a rival. He's like in one of the latter seasons. This guy's been in quite a lot of films, sort of sub characters, and he played like I think it's one of the very early episodes, and he gets killed off relatively soon. And then this guy is Teal'c's, is it his friend or I'm trying to remember. Basically, he's like one of the main characters, sort of the guy who trained him. So, but out of all these, I mean, this guy's dead. He died a long time ago, in like, I think 2005 or something. And I've been able to find it. The only one I've looked up is this one. And check out, this is like listed and then it's sold abroad, because obviously these are American cards. So, I mean, that's paid for everything. But I kind of want to keep it. I kind of want to keep that. So what I might do, I do not collect playing cards at all, is I might sell off the set, maybe keep some of the dupes. I might sell off some of the characters like this one that I'm not fussed about, and this one, and then keep some of these. I mean, it would have been nice, obviously, to have one more there to make a nice set, but yeah. These I've not looked up any of these others, but if I have, I'll put some comps up here. So I did not see those at the time, and they were quite nice. So yeah, crazy. I think I took a fat L on the Pokemon cards, but I think I redeemed myself on these. But the fact that these were here at the end of a car boot, relatively cheap, does make me wonder about the Pokemon cards. So if you know, pop your comments in the comment section. I would appreciate that. And if you like this kind of video, hopefully you can hear me okay and it's interesting, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.